Welcome to episode 36 of Instant Expertise Marketing. We appreciate you listening in. Sherry and I are very excited to be wrapping up our conversation with our special guest, Kathy Parks, the creator of the Parks Method. She is here to share some of her very best advice on how consumer goods companies can pivot from e-commerce to sell to brick and mortar stores. I'm Yvette Brown, co-founder of X Promos. I became an entrepreneur at 23 by starting a promotions agency with my then 29-year-old business partner, Sherry Nomadi.
And I'm Sherry Nomadi. And, Yvette and I, we pretty much always approach business from opposite ends of the spectrum, but we nearly always come to the same conclusions on how to help our clients succeed. And I think that is the secret to our success in over 30 years now. So today, we're going to wrap up our podcast conversation with Kathy Parks. Kathy, she is that marketing, sales, and product development rock star. I have never met anyone with this unique combination of skill set in one person. And early on in her career, she honed her marketing skills while working at Ogilvy. And we met Kathy on the agency side of the business before she moved to Mattel and before Yvette and I launched our own agency. But while Kathy was at Mattel, she was part of this really elite team that built Barbie into a billion-dollar brand. And after she left Mattel, she kept repeating this process that she created with sales, marketing, and product development with a lot of different emerging brands. And she helped them expand their distribution channels to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. And while she did this, she created her very own proprietary Parks method that she has been using to sell to stores for the last 25 years. So to learn more about how Kathy has been doing this and learn more about Kathy herself, visit sell2stores.com.
If you're interested also in figuring out and finding out more about how Kathy helped create Barbie as a billion-dollar brand, we actually, she shared some of the insights on that in our last episode. So make sure you've checked that out if you did not hear that. As Sherry said, we met Kathy quite some time ago, but we have had an opportunity to work with her at several points along in her journey as well as ours. So in this last episode, she is going to continue to share some of her best advice on how consumer goods product creators can sell to retail stores. And today, in particular, she's going to take a step back and explain a little bit more about the Parks method itself.
So welcome back, Kathy. It's great to have you. I'm sad it's the last day. Maybe we'll have to talk you into coming back for some more, because I know our listeners are getting a lot out of this, and we really do appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you so much. It's great to see you both.
Good. So, in the last several episodes, we've really had a great time getting to get to know your insights, your hot topics that are all related to selling to stores. But to wrap up the series, we thought what we should do is really sort of offer this broader view of your Parks proprietary method and serve that up for our listeners.
So in short, we wanted to coerce you into sharing the secrets of this so-called Parks method.
I'd be happy to. It's worked for me forever, and so I'd love to share it. The P in Parks is for proven marketing strategies, and those are called the 4 Ps. And if you have those right, then you're ready to go. So P stands for product, price, place, and promotion. So the right product at the right price, at the right place in the store, and the right type of stores. And promotion stands for promotional marketing, but also the right type of retailer support. So that P is very critical in laying the groundwork for a good program. A is for analysis, and that's analysis of the marketplace, the industry in general, the customers you're selling to, the retailers you're selling to, and the competition that you're looking at to fit on shelf next to or near or in place of, and your consumers. All of that analysis has to happen before you begin your production, all the way through selling your product and seeing how it's doing to try to sell in more. So A is very critical. R is for reps. Reps are the sales rep force, and they're the ones who are going to help you sell your product into multiple retailers around the country. Lots and lots of retailers who you can't get to on your own. So count on your reps. And the Parks method reps, but also how to find the right reps and how to nurture those reps to do the best job for you. It's very important. K is for kit, and that means the specific sales support kit materials you need to make it easy for a buyer to say yes. And that can be your sell sheet, your catalogs, your price list, anything that you use to make sure the buyer sees your complete message. And S, finally, is for sales, but also strategic sales calendar. And that refers to your buyer, your customer's calendar. So you need to sell based on when they're buying. All your product development, all your meetings, everything happens based on the retailer's calendars. So that S is very important. I hope that helps.
Wow. So I stand corrected. It really is more than just your last name.
Yes, it sure is. Hopefully there's everything you need in there to be successful.
Wow. It sounds really simple, Kathy. It does.
But as my high performance guru, Brendan Burchard, says regularly, common sense isn't always common practice.
So, Kathy, we know that really you've only just recently begun exposing the proprietary Parks method with the rest of the world. So, as you have begun to share that Parks method, what are some of the biggest surprises that people have had about it?
Well, in our recent Sell to Stores workshop, the feedback we got was that none of our attendees had thought about their product as a line. So that part of it is very important. Make sure that you think about your product before you go too far. Another attendee was completely shocked revamping their product because they hadn't thought about how it fits on the shelf. Their product was simply too large to fit on the shelf, and we were able to help them understand why it had to be the right size.
It seems like that fitting on the shelf thing comes up a lot, right?
It does. It does.
I think we've had some folks in the Facebook group, as I recall, talking about that as well, right?
Yes, they were there too. If it doesn't fit on the shelf, it's going to be laid down or not bought in by the retailer. So you have to think about your product fitting on the shelf. And also back to the workshop, the Sell to Stores workshop, several people were shocked that reps work on commission only. So that part of the Parks method is really important and valuable, that reps work on commissions so they don't get paid until you get paid. So it's a really valuable resource that you can tap into if you're just starting out. And they're also, the attendees were also surprised that the national chains work 12 months out. So that's something that we do talk about in the workshop extensively. You have time. You need to plan for these customer meetings, and they plan a year ahead. So they're very long lead times. And of course, as we talked about a couple episodes ago, the profits are in the journey. So think about that.
Yeah, thanks, Kathy. And with that, I'd say it's a wrap. And Kathy, we can't thank you enough, not just for your time and your insights, but for those knowledge bombs that, again, you just keep dropping on our audience. We really do appreciate you being here with us this week.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it so much. And honestly, I love every opportunity that we've had to work together over the years. If we do have questions that come up from our audience, is it okay that we reach out to you on those?
Yes, of course. Please do.
Well, we sure will. And thanks again, Kathy. Guys, she's a legit guru at selling to stores. So if you'd like to know more about selling to stores and more about this Parks proprietary method and Kathy herself, because we've just scratched the surface of her background and her expertise, just visit her website at selltostores.com for more info.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.